Hey, how's everyone doing today? It's New York Dan coming to you. I got two microphones on. We'll see if that helps the sound quality. Before, and what's going on? Did they both? I know it's one's blue, one's green. I'm not sure what that means. These mics were super cheap. I only paid like $5 or $6. I got a blowout deal on it. Yeah, well, guess what, guys? I got some more cool microphones, which hopefully they're coming here tomorrow. Yeah, I've been super stoked and busy. I figured I'd do a quick video now because I was just watching some stuff on my screen while I was having my dinner, right? And best cup of coffee I ever had in my life. Yeah, well, I got news for you guys. Hey, you like getting up early in the morning? Yeah, it's inspirational, right? I heard Sarasota gets up at 3 a.m. He was just saying, I watched his video. He's waking up with the birds at 3 a.m. He's already got the bed made. Fridge is already cleaned out. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm not even sure if he's living in that trailer. That fridge, man, you wouldn't have to do the carnivore diet. You'll be thin as a bird. You'll be eating like a bird if your fridge looks like Tim's. There's nothing in that thing. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. By the way, yeah, here's the deal. Okay, I'll be on the level with you guys. This is actually, it's actually not exactly morning, okay? This is some apricot brandy in here tonight. I'm doing this late at night to get a jump on Tim because he puts his video out super early in the morning. Or at least that's when he films it. He says it's not even light out. I might as well just film it at night. And you know what the thing is? I don't know how that guy gets so energized so damn early. He's super hyper. It's better to do the video at nighttime when I can actually think fast and check the notes out and everything. Super early in the morning like that, forget it. I'm like half asleep. I don't know how he's that hyped up. I'm going to be out cold when Tim's up this morning. I'm going to be in a deep sleep. I don't know how he does it getting up that damn early. I like to sleep in the morning. So, yeah, I'll tell you, this is what's going on. I'm stoked. I am actually going on a trip. It's the first time I'm doing this. I'm taking a cruise by myself. I'm a little nervous about it. My girlfriend's going to stay here and hold down the fort. You see, here's the thing. I get these casino at sea cruise deals where I get to go on this if I play my cards right for extremely low money. I'm going to tell you in a future video because I'll have plenty of time to do videos. Maybe, knock on wood, if everything goes well when I'm on the cruise ship. But the bottom line is, even with these close to free cruises, people that are working the prison job, as Sarasota says, you can't keep taking all these days off, right? I had to hustle. I get work done, and then I can get away for, a week or so to do this cruise. But my girlfriend, she works at a company, so she can't keep doing all these vacation, taking so many days off. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the cruise. I'm super stoked. I got my small luggage out since I'm going solo. I'm going to try to pack like a minimalist, right? I have this whole thing figured out. I'm going to take the damn train into New York City, and then I'm going to walk several blocks over to where the cruise terminal is in Manhattan. It's on, I believe, the Hudson River. It's over on the west side, they call it. And then we'll be cruising under the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, right by Staten Island, Statue of Liberty, out into the big Atlantic. Pretty cool. I'm going to tell you more about this when I'm actually doing the cruise. And here's the thing, I got premium internet on the ship. It's satellite. I'm going to attempt to actually upload and possibly do some live streaming. I'll test it and see if it works, and then what I'll do is I'll either do a video update or one of those community posts what time I will plan to do the live stream so people can catch it. And if you don't catch it, under live streams on the channel, you'll be able to find it. It will turn into a regular video, but it usually takes a few hours for it to process. Yup. So yeah, Tim's up early. He makes his bed right. And he says, then you accomplish something, right? Well, I kind of just, instead of doing that, I don't make my bed because it's going to get messed up again anyway when I sleep in it, right? And that saves a lot of work. So, yeah, let me see here. I watched his videos. I was watching them yesterday. I took some notes. And then today, okay, first thing I'm going to mention, besides Sarasota, what did I do? I wrote on the back of one of these papers. Yeah, this is how organized I am. You see these little sticky notes? I get them like for free. Like those Scotch pads or 3M. I forget what they call them. These little square, these notepads here with the sticky notes. I've been writing on that, but to tell you the truth, I think I screwed up. Oh, here's the stuff. Okay, so before I get into Tim, I just want to mention some stuff going on. Now, I'm going to probably butcher this damn thing. Cowpoti Podcast. The channel's Cowpoti Podcast 62. This guy mentioned my channel a few times, so that's kind of cool. And when he does his podcast, doing some casting, I checked it out. The only thing I was going to say to the guy, well, he actually left a comment. He wants me to go into Brooklyn to check out this cool gingerbread house. And that's definitely doable. I can do the train probably to get in there. Because the problem is from Long Island, once you start getting into the Brooklyn, Queens area, it's very hard to drive around those streets. You're better off trying to do subway, public transport, like the train over to the subway. That might be something to check out. I thank him for that. Yeah, I checked his podcast. The thing is, I got an idea for him. He's got to set up a studio like that guy Blind Views does. He sets up the mic. He's got like the ultraviolet light, that purple light bulb. It's like a studio. You have a screen behind you. Yeah, he's got to do that. Then you'll get, if you're on YouTube, you might as well do the visual as well as the podcast, right? That's how to do it. Might as well do it. It's fun to set that up. I should do that myself, actually. Set up a like a Howard Stern type studio thing. I got those foam things you put on the wall already. Yep, I got them from Temu. Woo! Yeah, I'm stoked because I'm going on this trip. Just trying to get ready here. So, yeah, he's got this podcast. He mentioned my channel a few times. I checked it out. Pretty cool. So that's one of the things going on. I'm going to put a tag of his channel in here. The other thing going on, which I was just watching tonight, this was interesting to watch. Another channel called Carl Bohemian-Nomad. If I got that right, I'll put a tag in my channel to his. it's pretty cool. I was watching him. He does some Sarasota Tim talk on his channel as well. And he's got some good points. One of them was, he was saying Sarasota's refrigerator. Now, did I just say that before in this thing? I got to remember this, because you know what happened? I started filming this damn thing, and I got into it a little ways, and a message came up on my screen, and it was, my phone was almost going to time out, and I realized for whatever reason, it was not actually recording. So now I got like flashbacks. Did I say that already or not? Because I had to restart it. Yeah, and I have the two mics on, which I might have already said this. Yeah, these mics are super cheap. I only paid like $6. I noticed when I use one of them, the sound quality's a little off. So I figured I'd try two, and get this. I just ordered some mics, if I didn't say this before. I'm excited to get them. Didn't pay a fortune for them, but they're a little bit, they're higher quality. They have like a big fur thing on them to block the wind. This is going to come in handy for the cruise. And if I'm lucky, they're going to come just in time for me to pick them up before I go off on the cruise. So, yeah, Carl Bohemian-Nomad, he was making the point that Tim's fridge is always empty. He's like, I don't think he really lives in that trailer. I think he's just using it for filming. And then he's with Miss Tammy somewhere. Pretty crazy stuff. But I kind of agree. That thing about, he's like, make your bed. You'll feel like you accomplished something. His bed, he shows it in that trailer. It's always like made, like no one's even using it, right? He's saying that he's filming it at like 3 a.m. in the morning. It's still dark out. And he's having that coffee and he's all jacked up. I'm wondering, he might be filming those morning chats. He might be filming them at night. That's why he's saying it's still dark out, right? Then also think about it. Maybe he stops by the trailer after dinner, checks it out, does some filming, and then goes to Miss Tammy's place to sleep. And then he can, apparently there's a way to do this. I'm not super teched up here with this YouTube, but there's a way to program releasing your video at a certain time. So like I could just program my video to upload at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I could be like, I'm up with the birds. It's 8 o'clock. But I'm not going to do that. I'll just put it up whenever I get done with this as I'm doing my stuff. I'm going to be sleeping in the morning. But I'm wondering if he's actually doing that. He's just using that trailer as like a studio to film. That's why it's so spotless. He does some cooking there sometimes to show what he's doing. And then he's sleeping at Miss Tammy's. Or maybe, get this, maybe Miss Tammy's like renting a house or something, and they actually are parking the trailer right at the house. So after he's done filming, that's why the shades are down. He'll go into her house to sleep. That's why the bed's always made. He never made that bed. That thing's left that way. He has it all cleaned up for filming. The fridge is so empty, like Carl said. He's got a couple of bottles in there of his creamers. And he's like, I'm doing carnivore. He opens the fridge up. There's like one little frozen thing of meat and maybe a thing of bacon in there in the whole fridge. Something's funny. Something's definitely funny. When I do my Florida trip, when I actually drive down there, I'll have my car. I'm going to check out these different campgrounds around Sarasota, Bradenton. I'm going to check them out, and I'm actually going to see if Tim's trailer's down there. Yeah, those trailer parks are open to the public. You can just drive around them and check it out, you know. People get visitors. We'll see what's going on. Maybe I'll get to meet him. I don't know. Hopefully he's, well, I don't know what kind of reception I'd get. We'll find out possibly. So anyway, yeah, thanks to Carl for some of that commentary. Yeah, what I wanted to mention, he was doing truck driving. He had just got his CDL license, Carl Bohemian-Nomad, and he tried the job, and apparently he just did a video. He was saying after a few days, he was getting like, it wasn't for him. He couldn't have I believe his dogs, he couldn't get to see him. He was out on the road for a while. I don't know, he decided, I'm going to just pack it in. I think he should try to do it some more. Try to give it a better shot. It's really cool stuff. When I was a kid, I was watching on TV Moving On with, what's his name, Claude Akins? Or Akins, Claude Akins. Yeah, that truck show. And Tim Converse, if I'm not mistaken. It was a really cool trucker show. And I would like to watch those rigs. I thought they were so cool. And even now, that show's fun to watch because you're seeing like vintage trucks that you don't see anymore on the road. The older style that they had, like the Detroit diesels. You had the cab overs, they call them. They have like a flat front of the truck. And the scenery and the people and stuff, it's really cool. It's like, see what it was like being a trucker. And I believe it was the early 70s that show came out. Moving On, I believe it's called. Keep on trucking. I think they would say that. Gonna wet my whistle. Oh, I got some of this kiwi strawberry stuff too, which is good. Because that stuff's pretty strong. Apricot brandy. So, yeah, I encourage Carl to try that trucking. Try doing some more of it. It sounds really cool. I'd actually like to drive, the fuel trucks, the oil trucks. I would love to try that. I bet that's a lot of fun. But I'm in New York, and it's very strict. To get that CDL, there's a whole bunch of stuff you gotta do. Commercial driver license. I don't know, and I'm super busy. That's the thing, to get around to doing that. But it's something cool to do. There was something else I was going to say. What was I going to say about? I think it was something to do with trucking or Carl. Tip of my tongue. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Should I switch back to coffee here? I think that's what's going on right there. Because I did have something I wanted to add in there. I don't know what it was. It was about trucking. It was something about Sarasota. Man, what the heck was what was I talking there? Anyway, guys, hey, we don't edit around here. You know what the problem is? I'm so damn busy. Get everything packed up and get through my task list before I go into the city and off on this cruise adventure. I'm doing this like shoestring, just like throwing it out there, I don't want to get into having to cut stuff on the phone, and I simply don't have the time. And when I'm on the cruise, I can do some more cool stuff. Yeah, those new microphones I have coming, that will be cool. I want to test those out. I gotta remember to pack all this junk. What the devil was I saying about the trucking? Man. Well, I can tell you one thing. Okay, I mentioned the podcast. I was saying set the studio like blind views. Oh, yeah. So Tim, his evening chats, he was going off on a big rant last night, I believe, talking about, this is kind of funny. Well, he's saying he wants to be like Jack LaLanne, and he wants to live like a ridiculously long time. I think he said over 100. He said he's just getting started. He wants to live past 100. You never know, though. You can't believe a damn thing he says, because then other times he's saying, I only got till 73, the average age of a male in the United States. Pretty scary, actually. It is pretty scary how fast the time goes by. And the older you get, the faster the damn time goes by. I think the deal is the more fun you're having, the faster it goes by. As I was just at dinner the other night, and my friend Dom was saying when he was in school, he'd be looking at that clock and the hand wouldn't even move. It was taking forever. But when you're like doing things you like, man, the time, you don't even know where it goes. Definitely. If you're clocked in at a prison job, the time's probably going to go a lot slower for you. I can tell you that much right now. So, okay, Tim says, this is kind of, I was cracking up about this. He was talking about how he's got all this stuff, and he's got about $100,000, he said, worth of vehicles and the trailer, right? And he's talking about, he started saying, who wants to live in a sticks and bricks and be retired? He's like, what do you got? You got an older car, older vehicle. You're like, I don't drive much, so I'm just going to keep the older car. I'm just going to stay home, or I'm not doing. He's like, if you play your cards right, you could be like me. You could be living in a trailer. And he's boasting about he's got $100,000 worth of new vehicles. And he's living large, and how he can travel. And he's going to take that trailer and go places. Well, today's nightly video, he said he's getting pumped to do his Western trip. And he's going back to the same damn places again. Bullhead City, Arizona, I believe. And Lachlan, it sounds like. He's going to go the same place. Lachlan, Nevada. Bullhead, is that in Nevada or is that in Arizona? Bullhead City. Though, I shouldn't even say it. I want to say they might have to rename it pretty soon with all these trips by Tim to call it Flathead City. So, yeah, that's what he was boasting about. If you play your cards right, guys, you might be able to live like me and get a trailer. And everything I got is a 2024. He said these are investments. When I make a trade, I trade up. And I'm actually making money when I trade in a vehicle. I keep trading up. I get something better. I'm not paying much cash, as much as the thing's worth. Get a great deal when I trade up. He got $10,000 for the Tundra, and he was able to get in that Ford. It's a $60,000 pickup truck. Turned in the Tundra and got in it for $50,000. Only $50,000 cash. That's practically being an entrepreneur right there. I don't know. He was talking something about that, his numbers, the Tim math. And yeah, I got to tell you this bit of Tim math that he did right now. He was trying to compute where he was 32 years ago, he was saying, in 1992, and he said he's 66 now, and he said, I'm going to figure it out, and he counted on his fingers, and he says, I was 42 back then. 32 years ago, I was 42 years old. That's some Tim math. from 66 to 42 equals 32. Basically, that's the logistics of it, or that's what he's saying. Yeah, he was trying to figure it out. He's like, wait a minute, I got this. I got it. I was 42 back then. And yeah, he's talking about crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Oh, get this. His side hustle. He was saying that he was looking into polishing headlights. That was going to be one of his side hustles. This is from a guy who can't even wax his own trailer. He's trying to get a guy to come out and wax his trailer. He was going to professionally be buffing headlights, polishing them up. I don't think that was going to happen. And yeah, one of Tim's famous sayings, he says, your future is in your past. This might explain his channel, though. I don't know. If his viewers keep going down, his future may be in his past. Yup. Gonna be like Jack LaLanne. Gonna have to keep making money a long time if you want to be living that long. So, yeah, he says he's an entrepreneur because he trades in trailers and vehicles and always upgrades the model. He gets an upgrade. Yup. What else did I have down here? Anything else? What's this note? No, this is something different. So, yeah, that's what's going on, guys. Sarasota, Tim update. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, he's going to do that adventure again. We don't know. There's something going on out there in Nevada. There's some kind of reason why he keeps going out there, guys. Whew. I'll get into that in another video. I think there's a dark side to Sarasota. There's more to it out there. Don't believe it. You don't go that far for nothing. There's stuff going on out there after hours. It's not going to be on the channel. So, yeah. So what I'm doing, guys, a lot of my friends are saying just get an Uber or something. I'm going to try to walk it as long as it's not like raining. And we are in a drought here in New York. It hasn't rained much. So I think I'm in the clear. I'm going to try to walk it from Penn. It's several city blocks, maybe a couple miles, over to the West Side Highway of New York. I got to cross that. It's pretty busy. I think they're crossing lane. I think I've seen like a walk, that walk sign thing where you can cross over. I think there's a way to somewhat do it. I'm just going to bring my luggage. I'll bring the small luggage and maybe a small carry-on bag, something like that. Bring that on board. And then see how good that internet is on the ship. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. We'll see what happens here. And if it goes well, I should be able to put a lot of video up right from the ship. Maybe do some live streams where I can even answer questions hopefully right off my phone. I'll have to bring like an extra little battery thing for it. That's something to pack. Definitely. So, yeah, that's what's going on over here. I'll try to get this thing up. Yeah, when I was talking about that Capote podcast, the guy said call in sometime. I don't know if he has a phone. I don't know how it works. How do you call into it? Sometime I'll have to do that when I get back from the cruise or whatever. See what the deal is with that. And yeah. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Welcome aboard. A lot of cool stuff coming up on here. And I'll try, like I say, try to do stuff from the cruise. And yeah, I invite anyone watching that's not subscribed. Nothing to lose. Subscribe for free. I don't charge any money here. No grifting going on here. I do I do have some kind of super thanks thing going on with the channel or some deal. I don't know exactly how that works, but no grifting. It's absolutely free to subscribe. And yeah, hit the thumbs up for me too. Now it's time to get to packing, because hey, and by the way, I hope everyone has a great morning. So you're probably going to see this in the morning. Maybe night time if you're West Coast, or afternoon if you're watching it at work. All right, guys, have a great one. This is New York Dan. I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully aboard the damn ship.